And my colleague Akshay Dongare is joining us live on this. Hi, Akshay. This shutdown is being called a Schumer shutdown. Akshay, what is the current situation in the United States as far as the shutdown is concerned?
Well, Siddharth, as you rightly showed in the reports, both the parties are now trying to blame each other because they know that the people are going to face the brunt of this entire disagreement between the Republicans and the Democrats. The fiscal year in the US starts from 1st of October. Before that, they have to decide how to allocate the budget, how to spend money, where to invest and where not to invest, from where to pull back money. You need an agreement between the two parties because the lawmakers have to finally, take that course of action as far as the investment is concerned, as far as the spendings are concerned, and how the money will come from. So while the money is there is no clarity on how to spend that money, and that seems to be the biggest hurdle right now. The Republicans, honestly, they are in the government, they have a majority in Senate, they have a majority in the Congress, and they have been tasked with the responsibility of running the government, and that seems to not be working their way as far as these kind of disagreements are concerned. So clearly, we are going to see more of these, more of this discontent between the two. And now, as the political parties are disagreeing amongst each other, the brunt will be faced by the people, and they are just trying to wash their hands of this particular responsibility as well. So the situation remains complicated, and especially for the Republicans who will be ultimately, blamed for this failure. They're trying to dodge it by saying that the Democrats did not vote for this. So in this case, they have to come to an agreement. They have to decide how to spend money. And if there are some changes that are required by the opposition leaders as well to get their votes, you have to make it, you have to make those kind of changes. You can't be rigid. Otherwise, this kind of a blockade is going to continue for a very, very long time. So the situation remains complicated. And now all that's left without an agreement is to blame each other, and that's what we are seeing in the US.
Definitely.
Right now.
The situation is tense here, Akshay, and you mentioned it right that both Republicans and Democrats, they have to come and sit across the table and talk it out because the fund is there, but there is no clarity how to spend it. And by the end of the day, it's the public which is bearing the brunt of everything. Definitely. Akshay, I want to ask you that what all is at stake at the moment?
Well, the kind of actions that have been taken by the government in this point in time, especially with stopping the funding for the Democrat-ruled states, is going to be a blot on this Republican government, because this may become a template. You are punishing the Democrats for not agreeing to you. It's like a blackmail, and that perhaps seems to be the biggest hurdle here. This can be repeated when the Democrats are in power. If the Republicans are not agreeing, they are punishing the states that the Democrats rule, and that may not work out in the favor of the Republicans, because the people are actually going to question that if there are disagreements, the political leaders have to come sit and discuss and dialogue and make changes or rather solve the points where both have disagreements. It's not that you will punish the people of the Democrat ruled state. If you give an example from the Indian state, let's say, and in the Indian government tries to pass a bill in the parliament, and the opposition does not vote for that particular bill if they are in disagreement and they demand for certain changes. And let's say the central government starts punishing or stops the funds to the states that are ruled at the state level by the opposition parties. That will be seen as a revengeful action, and that perhaps is what we are seeing in the US right now. So as far as the way forward is concerned, clearly both will have to come and sit. And the longer this stretches, the longer there will be questions on the Donald J. Trump's government.
Definitely, but certainly, Akshay, that never happens in India, and that's why India is called the mother of democracy. But we leave it there. It's developing, Akshay. We'll keep taking updates from you. Thank you so much. We leave it there as of now.